Welcome back to MADMAN Review. So, the Remington 870. It is one ubiquitous shotgun. And because you clicked on this video, you're probably one of many who are interested in it for a number of good reasons. I'm sure. But just how well do you know this shotgun? Today we've got something special lined up for you. We're diving into another top 10 list, but this time we're shining the spotlight on the Remington 870. If you think you know everything there is to know about this iconic scattergun, well, buddy, we have some juicy tidbits that might just surprise you. So get ready to know more about your beloved Remington 870. It's going to be a wild ride. Number 10, movies and video games. The 870 is like a real Hollywood star when it comes to movies and video games. I mean, it's had its shining moments in over 180 films. Can you believe that? It all started back in '67 with In the Heat of the Night, and it's been making appearances all the way up to Logan in 2017. Talk about a shotgun with a staying power, right? And let me tell you, it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. This iconic shotgun has graced the silver screen in some seriously legendary movies. We're talking about classics like Commando, Dead Presidents, Terminator 2, Dark Knight, The Town, Training Day, and The Way of the Gun. Video games? Remington 870 appeared in Silent Hill 2 and 3, at least the short barrel version of it. It also appeared in Eternal Darkness, Viet Cong, Dead Rising, Battlefield 3, and oh boy, my personal favorites, Resident Evil 1 and 4. Number 9, numbers. It was all the way back in 1950 when the Remington 870 first stepped onto the scene, and let me tell you, it's been a true jack of all trades ever since. This bad boy has seen action with the police, the military, and of course, it's been a trusty companion for hunters, sportsmen, and gun enthusiasts alike. With over 9 million of these puppies chilling in civilian hands alone, you can safely say it's the world's most widely owned and used shotgun. It's like the shotgun of choice for people who know a thing or two about firearms. Number 8, popularity and reach. When we talk about popularity, the Remington 870 takes the crown, hands down. I mean, we're talking about a shotgun that's practically in every corner of the globe. You won't believe the global reach of the Remington 870. It's an international shotgun sensation. Not only is this beast trusted by military units worldwide, but it's also found its way into the arsenals of more than 28 countries. I'm talking about places like Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Canada, Germany, Greece, Hong Kong, Ireland, Israel, Korea, Luxembourg, Malaysia, the Philippines, Poland, Singapore, Sweden, Switzerland, Taiwan, Thailand, the UK, and of course, the good old United States. Number 7, huge variety. Let me break it down for you. When it comes to the Remington 870, variety is the name of the game. I'm talking about a shotgun that's got more flavors than your favorite ice cream shop. We're talking 12, 16, 20, 28, and even 410 gauge options. But wait, there's more. In the ever-evolving world of firearms, Remington decided to shake things up a bit. Back in 1969, they dropped a bombshell by introducing the 28-gauge and 410 models. But here's the kicker. They came with a whole new scaled-down receiver size. Talk about innovation, right? Then in 1972, they went a step further and brought us a 20-gauge lightweight version, all while keeping that same size receiver. It's like they wanted to give us options on top of options. Now, fast forward to today, and you've got more choices than you can shake a shotgun shell at. Remington isn't just offering a few models, we're talking about dozens. Whether you're a civilian, law enforcement, or part of the military, there's an 870 for you. Some of these models have got names that sound straight out of an action movie. We're talking about the Express, Marine, Mark I, MCS, Police, Super Mag, Wingmaster, and the TAC-14. So you see, the Remington 870 isn't just a shotgun, it's a whole arsenal of options designed to suit every shooter's needs and preferences. It's like the shotgun world's equivalent of a buffet. Pick your favorite flavor, and it's right there waiting for you. Number 6, Remington's Cash Cow. Let's talk about the Remington 870 sales journey. It's a story of sheer popularity and staying power in the world of shotguns. I mean, this shotgun isn't just a hit, it's a legend. Back in the day, when it first hit the scene, it didn't take long for people to realize they had a winner on their hands. By the time 1973 rolled around, they'd already moved a whopping 2 million units of the Remington 870. To put that in perspective, that's 10 times the number of its predecessor, the Model 31. Talk about leaving your mark. But that was just the beginning of the Remington 870's meteoric rise. By 1983, it had clinched the title of the best-selling shotgun in history with a staggering 3 million sold. I mean, that's a milestone right there, and it was a testament to just how much people love this shotgun. Now fast forward to 2009, and the Remington 870 had hit an unbelievable milestone. Brace yourself for this. They'd sold over 10 million models of the Remington 870. That's right, 10 million. It's like the Remington 870 became more than just a shotgun. It became a household name, a symbol of reliability, and a piece of American firearm history. Number 5, design quirk. All right, so here's a bit of a hiccup in the Remington 870's history that they had to work out. You see, for a stretch of more than 30 years, there was this little quirk in the design that, well, let's just say it caused a bit of frustration for some users. The issue is that when you were loading shells into the magazine, there was a chance that you might not press one all the way in. That might not sound like a big deal, but it was, because it meant the shell latch wouldn't engage the shell properly. So what happened next was a bit of a headache. The shell would slip out of the magazine, sneak under the bolt in the receiver, and suddenly your shotgun's action was bound up. Not the best situation to find yourself in. Fixing this problem often required some rough handling of the firearm or even a total disassembly. Not exactly what you want when you're out in the field or at the range. But here's the good news. Remington didn't just sit on their hands, they found a solution. Enter the Flexi-Tab carrier. This innovation made a world of difference. You can spot shotguns with this modification by looking for a U-shaped cutout on the carrier, right there below the gun. What's more, they also made some tweaks in the machining of the slide assembly's underside. Combined, these changes allowed the action to be opened even if there was a shell sitting on the carrier. So it basically turned a frustrating situation into a manageable one. Number 4, the 870's predecessor. You know, when it comes to Remington Arms, we're talking about a company with a legacy that spans over 2 centuries, making it the oldest firearms manufacturer in the United States. These folks have been in the game since the early days of our nation, and they've certainly seen their fair share of innovations. Before the Remington 870 came along and stole the spotlight, Remington Arms were already making pump-action shotguns. They got started with modern pump-action designs like the John Peterson-designed Model 10 and the Browning-Peterson Model 17. These shotguns became quite popular and remained in production for a solid 20 years. Now let's give a nod to the Model 31, which stepped into the scene in 1931. The shotgun was a real gem. People loved it. In fact, by 1949, they'd churned out almost 200,000 of these beauties. That's some serious firepower right there. But as with many good things, there was a catch. You see, all of these shotguns, while great, were pretty darn expensive to produce, and in the ever-competitive world of firearms, cost matters. So Remington decided to go back to the drawing board and find a new design that could maintain their reputation for quality but be more cost-effective. Number 3, Remington 870 copycats. Here's an interesting twist in the Remington 870 story. Turns out that the design, being no longer under patent protection, caught the eye of the Chinese firearm manufacturer Norinco. And you know what they say about imitation being the sincerest form of flattery, right? So Norinco, being the go-getters they are, decided to create unlicensed copies of the Remington 870. Now, the 2 most common clones they produce are the Norinco HP91 and the M98. These shotguns bear a striking resemblance to the iconic Remington 870, and it's a testament to the 870's design that it inspired such replication. Now here's where it gets a bit more interesting. In the United States, Norinco products were specifically not importable due to their various restrictions and regulations. However, that didn't stop these shotguns from making their way into the American market. Under different names, they were imported and sold to American firearms enthusiasts. You might have come across them as the Hawk 982 or the Interstate Arms Hawk 982. It's like they had a secret identity in the U.S. Number 2. Accessories galore. Let's talk about accessorizing because when it comes to that, the Remington 870 is perhaps the most modular shotgun you can get your hands on in today's market. Talking about a level of customization that's off the charts. We're talking stocks that make you feel like you're holding pure precision, grips that fit your hand like a glove, lights that cut through the darkness, red dot sights that give you pinpoint accuracy, extended tubes that hold more rounds for when you need them, safeties and extractors that operate like well-oiled machines, magazine followers that keep things smooth, and side saddles that let you keep extra shells right at your fingertips. You can change almost every single part of this shotgun to make it your own, to make it perform the way you want it. You want a shotgun that's just right for your size? No problem. You can customize the length of pull and the comb height with custom stocks that are readily available. Number 1, Freedom Group. Here's an interesting tidbit about the Remington 870. The company that's been churning out this iconic shotgun is now under the ownership of the Freedom Group. Now, the Freedom Group isn't just your run-of-the-mill company. It's a heavyweight in the American firearms industry. Back in 2007, something interesting happened. See, Remington Arms, which would later go on to buy Marlin Firearms in 2008, got itself a new owner. Serbia's Capital Management, a private equity firm, stepped in and made the acquisition. But that's not all. They also owned Bushmaster Firearms since April 2006, and they later snagged DPMS Panther Arms. So, with all these gun-related groups in their hands, Serbia's Capital Management decided to create what we now know as the Freedom Group. From 2008 onward, they were expanding like crazy. Just to give you an idea, Remington Arms added Marlin Firearms to their arsenal in January 2008. Meanwhile, Remington's little sibling, Remington Military, even got into the mix by acquiring a silencer producer called Advanced Armament Corporation. But fast forward to 4 years, things took a bit of a turn. Remember the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting on December 8, 2012? Well, it brought some heat to Serbia's capital management. The California State Pension Board, which had a stake in Serbia's, had a thing against the sale of the Bushmaster AR-15, which was used in the shooting. So from that point on, Serbia's capital management started the process of distancing itself from the Freedom Group. It's an ongoing process, and who knows how it'll turn out.